And Ferrari is set to unveil its first EV by the end of 2025 before sales start the following year. The supercar maker has opened a so-called e-building in its hometown to produce the car. Charlotte has more on this one for us. Charlotte, the CEO, very bullish on this one.
Yes, very interesting. That was part of his strategy. He joined the company back in 2021, Benedetto Vigna, and in 22 he presented his strategy for the company to push into the whole electrification area. Even though now we see kind of a slowdown in demand for Ferrari, they're still going full steam ahead on this one. And by 2030, in terms of portfolio of products that they will have, that they will be offering, it will be 20% internal combustion engine, 40% hybrid, and 40% EVs. And the very first EV is expected to be unveiled at the end of 25 before going on sale in 26. So we don't have the name of this model. We don't know what it will look like. We don't even know the price. I asked the CEO and he said no comment, but reports say it could be around €500,000 for this model. And look, they've gone into hybrid already very successfully. They have the Puro Sangue. They have a 3-year waiting list for that one. They said they're bringing new customers are being attracted by this, particularly women, for this SUV model. And so they said they went into EV because they see customers asking for it. So that's one of the discussions I had with the CEO, Benedetto Vigna, on why Ferrari was going full electric.
We have to go electric because we have to keep our clients always engaged with their emotional side. And to do this, you can do in different ways. Okay, you can do with, in the past we were doing only with thermal cars. In the recent future, we started to engage the emotion of the client also with the hybrid propulsion. In the future, we will offer them also the possibility to have this kind of emotional feeling engagement with electric car. So it's a way to show that emotion can come from different technologies.
Okay, so obviously you already have a few hybrids on the market. Did you have customers asking for an electric version of Ferrari?
There are some clients that are telling us we will become your client only when you will have an electric Ferrari.
Okay.
We have some clients that are telling us I will never buy an electric.
Okay.
They say today, but I think it will change. And then there are some clients that are telling, you know, I will buy different Ferrari, also electric, for different moments. So we will have 3 kind of clients for our, let me say, our sports car.
A lot of your strategy, of course, is less volume and higher prices. This is not about selling as many Ferraris as possible. On the contrary, this is very exclusive. Is the shift to EV allowing you to push particularly with that strategy as well?
I think we can, first of all, we are a luxury company.
Yes.
And we have always to protect, let me say, the exclusivity, if you want, of our brand, the desirability of our brand. We have to use different technologies. Electric is a way to move a car. At the end of the story, we want to deliver the same kind of emotion to the client. And the emotion are related to different dimensions. And we want always to make sure that it is properly rewarded also by the pricing. So let's put it this way. When we define the price of a car that is using different technologies, we keep always in mind what our founder said, sell one car less than the market demands. We don't want to flood too many cars on the road. And we want also to make sure that whatever is the technology, the emotion is always a Ferrari emotion that we are delivering to our client.
And you heard that from Benedetto Vigna, the CEO, say we are a luxury company. And that's really what sets them apart from the other car makers. Look, they produced only 13,600 cars last year. It's not about volume. They produce less cars than they would be able to sell, but to maintain prices, to keep the exclusivity. Also, the waiting list is about 2 years long. To have access of the most of the latest models or the limited editions, you have to have bought Ferraris beforehand. So it's a very precise scheme, a little bit like Hermes. A lot of people compare Ferrari with Hermes. You don't have access to a Kelly straight away. You have to prove that you have a returning customer. With Ferrari, it's kind of the same. And that's been working for them. Again, it's the most profitable car maker. They make around $126,000 per car in terms of profit. The next one is Porsche. That makes $25,000. So you see the difference between them. It's a very specific business model for Ferrari. And going to electric is kind of interesting because they don't need to. They won't be impacted by the ICE ban that we see in Europe. They consider a micro producer of cars. But kind of in terms of perception as well when it comes to EVs and the performance that it brings, and they have all the savoir-faire that comes from the Formula One. It's kind of an interesting move to see whether petrol heads will be convinced when we see these kind of brands going full electric.
That's the key, isn't it?